Let the minute show, this is the regular fiscal court meeting agenda for October 28th, 2025. This time we will stand and do the pledge of
allegiance to the flag of the United States of America, and to the republic which stands one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Our dear Heavenly Father, Lord, again, we're just so thankful for the freedoms we have in this nation, Lord, that we can gather here and discuss our community and things we should be doing for it and whatnot, Lord. And so pray that you grant us wisdom throughout these conversations and decisions that are made. Lord, just continue to be with this community, Lord, be with those that are ill, under the weather, dealing with some tragedies and so forth, be with them. Continue to be with our law enforcement and men and women in the EMS field and fire services. Protect us on a daily basis, Lord, and especially be with those that are scattered throughout the globe, protect the freedoms that we take for granted sometimes, Lord. Just guide and direct us, keep us safe. Amen.
Amen.
Got the message when you called. If you have a cell phone, if you would please silence it. Thank you. I need a motion to approve the minutes for October 14, 2025.
Second.
Benby, second. Scott, all in favor say aye. Budget transfers and motion, please.
Motion.
Motion by Scott, second by Benji. All in favor say aye. Invoice approval, motion.
Motion to approve.
Motion by Scott, second by Benji. All in favor say aye. We have an update on our road specification. Nick, do you have that, or?
Yeah, you all were asking, the state statute requires 30 feet, less than minimum 15 feet on each side, all roads after 2004 that were adopted. Our current road specifications call for a right-of-way minimum of 50 feet plus some other things. Scott did send me some specifications that came out of Barron County, it looks like, where they have a grid based upon the type of the road that determines the base thickness, gross weight, length, the pavement surface, actual width, and the right-of-way widths. Theirs all require 60-foot minimum on the width. Pavement surface 10, 14, or 18, depending whether it's a local collector or a carrier road. So if you all, I mean, we can do whatever you want to do. The state minimum is 30. But the county can make it what it wants to be.
We do have some in the PBA office that's 30 feet because we went and checked on some of them. Earlier on when we came in the office, we had some problems with some like Woodlawn Drive or a couple of them said we measured them all to make sure that we got the road requirement to fit what they had to do out there.
Basically, anything that's not platted or not actually dedicated with a specific width is presumed by state statute to be the width to the ditches and to the shoulders. So, there may not be a specified width. A lot of these roads were made before the 2004 date. So it's basically a loose presumption that it goes to the shoulder and to the ditch line. Is how the width of the right of way is, and the pavement is what it is.
Yeah, so this primarily impacts roads that we would be bringing into the county.
Sure. You're stating you want to say what your minimum requirements are for any future developments and any future roads that are put into the county before we'll accept them into the county road system.
I mean, I guess my opinion is maybe go with the state minimum requirements. And I do like, again, Barron County, I found that online with regards to, again, because we talked a lot about the widths of the road, what they ought to be, and have some sort of classification. Because it could even be if we, ever go through and build a new road, what the width of that's going to be. I think about Ladder Lane when it was done, 15, 20 years ago, determining what the width of. So I think there is, maybe an opportunity to dictate specifically what the width should be.
The only thing I would suggest is on our current road specification, we determine what the width of the right-of-way is. The right-of-way is not the paved surface.
Right. Exactly.
So I think if you're wanting to, be more specific, I think you need to be more specific on what you want your paved surface to be. And
And that's what I'm saying, I think if you have a grid based on the type of road it is, that would dictate, and then from that, then the right of way is from the center of the road, right, regardless of what the width of the paved is.
All right, good. Like with that specification, I know we've already had some people that started a subdivision or whatever, we gave them those specifications and they followed them. So, my biggest thing on that is put a time when we should inspect it, how long it should be before we inspect it. And after they have done those specifications, before we take it over in the county, before we adopt it.
Said, you all say what you want it to be, and then I'll put it in an ordinance format.
I would do no less than 6 months.
I can agree with that.
Okay?
And then I guess, as far as base requirements and all of that, I mean, that's all up to date, and you know you're good with what's stated in it.
You're at an arterial base, based on Berrien County, they say 6 inch for an arterial road, and we're 6 inch on everything.
So I'd say that's, we stay with those specs and add to it. So.
And then also, the only thing is you don't have, like I said in your specifications, is what you want your minimum road width to be to pave surface, and then the shoulders.
Again, so
If you're gonna do something like the grid, that's fine.
yeah,
It's just-
but we need to specify what those are. Now, this one for local roads, so that would be a single pass, so like Tuttle Lane or Purdue Road, something along those lines. It's got 10 feet, which seems probably a little narrow. I don't know if you know what your thoughts are on that.
Yeah, 10 foot is too narrow.
Yeah, maybe 12 at a minimum.
Yeah.
So we may want to look at those, but the other one for the arterial, so that would be like a ladder lane or something, you know, that goes all the way through.
And that's, the main thing you're looking at here is subdivisions. I mean,
Exactly.
the thought of us putting another major road in Carroll County, I mean, by the size and what our population density, that's not a great likelihood. You're talking about, you know, planned developments, private subdividers before we'll take the roads in here. So, I mean, personally, I think you should have plenty of width for 2 cars to pass safely.
Agreed.
I mean, speaking from personal experience, there are many roads in our county that don't have that,
Absolutely.
So we just do
especially
it.
with this increase in
That is
subdivision.
grandfather right now, so. Any new world with this ordinance will have to follow that spec.
But you doing the minimum width of like 20 foot or something?
The minimum arterial, like Barron County uses, is 18 feet. That should be sufficient
That ought to
for a
be,
paved surface.
and that should be, that's with extra on each side of the vehicle, if you measure your vehicle across the front, so. I would do,
If we want to do 18 as a
I do
minimum.
18 on the minimum. And that gives you room for your bigger trucks and stuff like that. If you measure a truck, pickup, these new pickup trucks, you make it like the front is fine, but when you go to mirror to mirror, 2 more foot at least. Okay, we good there?
So with that, I do have a quick question on Oak Hill where they're done. And I understand, Gino, you've been out to look at it and inspect it, so we're coming up on 6 months. I think they had it done in July, 1st of July, so
I have that request over on my desk. I was gonna meet with Gino, well, we were supposed to meet yesterday, but we didn't get around to it on some other things, but give him the list of all new roads, and let him look at them, and most of them are in the 6 month range, and then they can bring it back to the next report meeting and we'll adopt them. Like that be his approval.
yeah,
Is that
there's
good, Gino?
All right.
Okay.
thinking with potential for snow and plowing and all that other type of stuff, so those folks know where they're at and whether they're even maintained or not. Okay, thank you, Judge.
Okay. Any other comment, Nick, or you?
Yes, sir.
Okay. Moving on. Owen County Transit, and Dan was supposed to be here, but he's not here, I don't see him. So he was coming to introduce himself, because they're in the county here, from Owen County, and transporting people to and from the hospital and other places. So they will be, you will see them in the county, as a transit group or whatever the people need to be transit to hospital, to doctor's office, or anything like in that nature. So they will be in the county here, so. He was going to introduce himself one day, but I guess maybe he got busy, didn't call him.
So is he gonna be the one that talks about how people actually call and make reservations or whatever you do? All that?
He will do that. It's all coming through the hospital. And working with the hospital, and you know what's going on there with the grant that we did end up getting that money by then. And he got that taken care of. So, anyway, that's, sorry. Resolution, interlocal agreement, Nick, are we ready? Okay. This is to do with us borrowing the money and moving forward with our projects that we got for the county.
Oh, so this is interlocal corporation agreement actually for financing too?
Yes.
Yeah, that's it. Okay, so that's.
So y'all, RJ and Lonnie, y'all have anything to talk about?
Here to answer your questions that the court may have.
That's not a question.
So we really need a motion to read this resolution.
I will make that motion to read the resolution.
Motion by Scott. Benji,
I'll second it.
second by Benji, all in favor say aye.
Now therefore be resolved by the County of Carroll, Kentucky as follows: the public agency hereby finds, determines, and declares that all statements of fact set forth in the preamble to this resolution are true and correct in all respects, and such preamble is incorporated into the body of this resolution by references that set forth in full length herein. The public agency further finds, determines, and declares that the entering into or issuance by the corporation of obligations described in this agreement will be in the best interest of the public agency and is in the furtherance of the public purposes and functions of the public agency and the public interest. The agreement among this public agency and the other public agencies that will enter into or have entered into the agreement is hereby specifically approved in the form attached hereto as Exhibit A, recognizing that such agreement has been approved by the Attorney General of Kentucky as required by Section 65.260 of the Kentucky Revised Statutes. All ordinance, resolutions, orders, or other legislative or administrative actions or parts thereof of this governing body in conflict with the provisions of this resolution, or to the extent of such conflict hereby repealed, this resolution shall become effective immediately upon the day of passage.
Motion to approve that resolution.
So I want to understand where this is in this overall process, because it specifically doesn't call out anything we're doing. So this just allows us then to move forward with the ordinance approving that financing. That is essentially
It allows the county judge to enter into an interlocal agreement for the financing of the deal.
Okay. So I'll make a motion to adopt that resolution.
Motion by Scott, second. I'll second. All in favor say aye. Opposed?
Nay.
Judge, for the record, you voted aye.
Yes. Okay, I need a motion to read the ordinance approving the financing of the project.
But I'll make that motion, and this will be just like any ordinance, right? So this is a first reading, it will be published, so this is the same as the text. So I'll make that motion to conduct the first reading statements for approving financing of projects.
Okay, need a motion. I need a second. I'll second that. All in favor say aye. Opposed?
Nay.
Now therefore be ordained by the County of Carroll, Kentucky as follows: the recitals of this ordinance, including the defined terms contained therein, are incorporated herein as set forth in this section in their entirety, and hereby found and determined to be true and correct. The lessee hereby approves the lease and substantially the form presented to this fiscal court. It is further found and determined that the project identified in the lease is public property to be used for public purposes, that is necessary and desirable in the best interest of the lessee to enter into the lease for the purposes therein specified in the execution of the delivery of the lease and all representation, certification, and other matters contained in the closing memorandum with respect to the lease, or it may be required by the lessor before delivery of the lease, or approved, ratified, and confirmed.
clerk of the lessee are hereby authorized to execute the lease together with such other agreements and certifications which may be necessary to accomplish the transaction contemplated by the lease. Pursuant to the Constitution of the Commonwealth and Chapter 66 of the Kentucky Revised Statutes as amended, the obligation of the lessee created by the lease shall be a full general obligation of the lessee, and the prompt payment of lease payments and full faith and credit tax and credit of the lessee are hereby pledged. During the period the lease is outstanding, there shall be and there is hereby levied on all taxable property in the lessee, in addition to all other taxes without limitation as to rate or direct tax annually in an amount sufficient to pay the lease payments on the lease when and as due. It's being hereby found to determine the current tax rates are within all applicable limitations. The tax shall be and is hereby ordered computed, certified, levied, and extended upon the tax duplicate and collected by the same officers in the same manner and at the same time the taxes for general purposes for each of the years are certified, extended, and collected. The tax shall be placed before and in preference to all other items and for the full amount thereof, provided, however, that in each year, to the extent that the other taxes of the lessee are available for the payment of the lease payments and are appropriated for such purpose, the amount of such direct tax upon all the taxable property in the lessee shall be reduced by the amount of such other taxes so available and appropriated. There is hereby established or is acknowledged that there has heretofore been established with the lessee a sinking fund. The funds derived from the tax levy hereby required or other available taxes shall be placed in the sinking fund, and together with the interest collected on the same are required irrevocably pledged for the payment of all obligations issued under section 66.011 of the Kentucky Revised Statutes as amended, and all tax-supported leases as defined in the general obligation statutes, including the lease herein authorized when and the same fall due. The amount shall be transferred from the sinking fund to the lessor at the time and the amount required by the lease. And that the Association of Counties Leasing Trust is hereby acknowledged to be the program administrator under the lease. If any section, paragraph, or provision of this ordinance shall be held to be invalid or unenforceable for any reason, the invalidity or unenforceability of such section, paragraph, or provision shall not affect any of the remaining provisions of this ordinance. The fiscal court of the lessee hereby finds and determines that all formal actions relative to the adoption of this ordinance were taken in open meeting of the fiscal court of the lessee, and that all deliberations of the fiscal court of the lessee and of its communities, if any, which resulted in formal action were meetings open to the public in full compliance with applicable legal requirements. All ordinances, resolutions, orders, or parts thereof in conflict with the provisions of this ordinance or the extent of such conflict hereby repealed, and the provisions of this ordinance shall prevail and be given effect. This ordinance shall take effect from and after its passage and publication and summary thereof as provided by law.
Okay. So a couple of questions on that. I know you guys can have it. This is the first time we've been through anything like this, so I hear terms that lease. I mean, obviously, we're not leasing anything, but is that just language that's used to explain the relationship?
It is actually, as crazy as it may seem, you're leasing the money.
Okay.
Okay, and that's what it's referring to.
Okay.
That's what
Yeah, that's kind of what that's, I want to make sure.
So the program borrows the money and then they lease the money to you.
Okay.
There's an agreement at that.
And the other term was tax and tax levy. I want to make sure that we're not raising taxes, we're not doing any levies on this. So can you kind of explain the context of why that's in the statute?
That's what your general obligation pledge is. It is a pledge of your taxing authority. So what it contemplates is, should you not pay a lease payment, then you're obligated to raise the tax in order to pay the payment. But you all can pay the payment now. You'll have to raise the tax.
Right. Okay.
The taxes you already have.
Right.
Okay. Any other questions?
I appreciate that.
Okay, need a motion to
Make
accept
a
the
motion to,
motion
approve
of
the
God.
first reading.
You have a second? I second that. All in favor, say aye. Second reading next. First report.
Report tonight.
Any nays?
Nay.
Sorry, Kenzie.
It's all right.
And then we will
I would make,
publish the notices of the passage.
We do have a hearing set up for DLG.
November the 25th.
Correct.
At 2 o'clock. In the hearing room, and it's set forth, there will be a notice that you have to publish in the newspaper, clerk.
I just want to make this clear on the resolution and this ordinance that we just passed, that the judge did vote aye on all that. the, I'm sorry, lost train of thought. Oh, the security cameras, last will security update. Nick has approved everything, to sign the agreement to go forward with that?
Yes, sir.
Okay.
Let's see, we've already made what, half payments on all of that, I think it was
Yes.
older there.
Yeah,
Okay,
additional bills.
Buzz Rogers is a different thing.
okay, I will make sure that's signed.
And they will start installation on this coming Monday and have it done in about 3 weeks.
180 hours, what they saying?
Yeah, not quite. But they will start Monday and have it done in 3 weeks. 3 weeks, they'll have all the cameras installed.
About 3 weeks. But if it rains and stuff, we don't have issues there.
Yeah.
Okay, moving forward, the radio tower update, Mike, do you have any update on that?
They were supposed to have been here again today or this week, but due to the rain, they're not here. So we're actually running behind some, but beyond that, we're kind of on schedule because they like their concrete to cure for almost 28 days. They really start putting the tower up, so we had a little time involved there. Anyways, but there's a few things they were going to do.
Okay, thanks, Mike. Any questions for Mike or anything right now? Okay. The nuisance notice that we received, county received for the property owned in English has been, taken care of and done up. Is there any discussion on that?
I appreciate the efforts to get it done in the timely manner.
I'll get with Mike and BJ about steps on the next.
Okay. Next on the agenda is appointment to Jim Fire District Fire Protection Board. And their recommendation was, their letter on behalf of Jim Fire District, District 1, and writing to request a fiscal court to appoint Rob Spinneyberg to the Jim Fire District Fire Protection District to fulfill Rick Alexander's 3-year term at the end of January 1st, 2027. Rick is resigning effective February 5th, 2025. So at this time, I'll make that appointment to Rob Spinneyberg to the 10th Fire Protection District Board. I have on here a little bit about the county pool discussion. Rick was going to be here, but we didn't know it's in it. Coming in to discuss this a little bit. We've got everything pretty much winterized out there and everything ready to go right now. And we're kind of moving forward with some the pumps and stuff like that to get this thing up and running for next year. And everything should be in pretty decent shape. JP, do you have any additional on that or anything at this time?
No, my biggest concern is when we start to get ready for the pool, is we need to start getting ready about mid-March versus
Yes.
a week before. So
Yeah, we
that's
need to
my,
start earlier in the year, so.
Yeah.
I agree to that 100%. Department head reports. Nancy is at work, and she's got a report in her file, or for y'all reviewing.
I guess one question on that, Judge, I mean, she's got a list of 3 months in need, water restricted, electrical outlet.
She's gonna keep putting that down on.
Yes.
It goes over.
Okay, so that's what I just wondered, is Rick the guy that's gonna be,
It
I was just curious, because she's having on there.
Other things, you know,
Oh, yeah.
it's taking,
Just curious, so just.
we keep telling her that, but she keeps putting it on. So I guess that's a little bit of dogging, but so we look at it, so anyway. Carroll County Dispatch, you had that report in your, packet. You didn't have one in there?
I didn't get that.
Okay. I can send it to everybody, so I look on my.
I mean, anything exciting.
it's not, nothing in there, basically, here it is.
I mean, I guess I'll pick on our sheriff out here. I mean, we've got, have new leadership there and stuff. Has anything changed significantly, any concerns or anything with regards to the dispatch center and Mike over here? Change of leadership and everything's still going okay. I've not heard anything bad, so I'm hoping that's no joke.
I think Daryl's been doing something good, really. I mean, there's always gonna be complaints come out.
There's been a few little things, with their, on that, but I've been communicating with, their new leadership over there and stuff, working through with it. But no, everything else is been good.
Okay, so nothing happened to abnormal, I know it was anything. Yeah.
Solid Waste Director, PJ, do you have any additional on your report?
No, you have my report, but I did have a question after the thought with the road specification. Is that going to hinder or change anything that's in our ordinance as far as like what we stated in the ordinance about the property owner being responsible? Yeah, so that, okay.
We own a right of way, they own the property.
Okay.
I had a couple of questions. I appreciate the report, PJ. So on the solid waste and recycling, there it says coordinated with Rumpke on fall bulk pickup logistics, distributed flyers and social media notices. So what is that?
And I just talked to them about, I need to find out where the city gets their big huge bags to cover the furniture.
Mm-hmm.
Because if you don't live in the city, you can't get those.
Right.
So, and I had talked to Rumpke about like what their, policy or, how they do that. Do they have to call in and say, I have like, a couch or a chair or a mattress or whatever in the county? Do they have to let them know if they're getting pickup from them and what to do? And just kind of like some public outreach stuff there.
Okay.
To let them know.
I wasn't sure because I was thinking that we're doing some special collection. So I just wanted to get clarification. So it is.
And just what they take, if it's certain days or things, like things to call in, and.
So what did you find? Because I find that number, I've stopped and talked to people, so they won't pick it up because it's not covered, but will they pick up a couch or a height of it or something heavy?
If it is wrapped, it has to be wrapped. Like I said, I'm gonna find it from the city where they get those bags at. I know they keep those there at City Hall.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know if that's something that we can possibly get and keep somewhere. I'm not sure where they, where location could be for county residents to pick those up.
Why don't you check on that and see, because we do have some out in the county that don't get picked up because of that, end up down in the creek bed or somewhere, so. Just check on it and see where they get their bags and we might work at something. Okay.
And then the other one, you got addressed illegally dumping hotspots. Property was already cited, so I don't know if you're comfortable sharing the address on that because it sounds like.
It's Old Carroll Road.
Okay.
When I checked there, of course, it was the previous owner was cited and apparently he's passed away. He was in Venice, Florida. It's been purchased, maybe I think a year ago. And they're in the process of cleaning the property up, but there's people, because it's just a hidden road. There was like a recliner offside the road, there's a couch. They're just kind of going there and just kind of dumping it on the property.
Okay. Well, thank you for that.
Did you? You got anything? Okay.
Thank you.
Animal shelter, Teresa, other than your report?
Other than the report, I just wanted to make sure that y'all can make a decision or something on changing the ordinance and getting this manual set up for next year. And again, Leonard's retiring and you only got me. I'm gonna start hiring somebody.
We talked to a gentleman yesterday, so we're kind of waiting for him to reply back and see what happens.
An update on your manual stuff, I haven't fully done that, but I've been working on some other things that we talked about. We've always been under the impression that we can't have juveniles working in the animal shelter. I spoke to Sue Porter this week. Sue was great. She said, we have increased liability whenever we have kids working. That's true, but we have coverage. So as long as we put the liability waivers and stuff in place, we still have coverage to get through all lines. So, that's a possibility now that we can start working on.
So is she gonna make an amendment to our policy?
There's
It's
not.
always been no.
It's not in the policy.
No,
There's no
that's what I'm saying, they never wrote it that way.
No, there's no exclusion in that policy. It speaks of age.
Mhm.
We are covered, what she told me.
So, I mean, I think Teresa, she and I had talked, and taken some things to her from her initial, which was a great first pass, so maybe hope by the first of the year, we'll have something in place. I think that was kind of your desire. You've been working on it for a while, so hopefully we can push that across the line.
Dude, I had a very
Close.
good long conversation, because we've got some other projects in the wings too, but I did mention yours, because that came in. And she said, absolutely, she said, let's, you put it together, put the policy together, and move forward.
Okay.
So we're gonna have a new policy?
Huh?
We're gonna have a new?
No, her policy,
Okay.
not our insurance policy. Our insurance policy covers us.
All right, Senior Center Director, Francis.
I just want to thank Tony and Daniel and their crew and Gino and the road department for coming and cutting down all those trees and the rocks, putting the rocks down around the AC units and just around the building. That really made it look a lot better. So hoping this summer we can maybe do something about that wood on the side of that and get that treated so it lasts a little longer. The seniors appreciate the pool table being refelted and the pockets being fixed. They're down there playing every day now. The holiday meal, we've decided to do just one meal, not do two. We're just doing one. We're calling it a holiday meal. It's December the 12th. We're going to eat at 11 o'clock instead of 12. And then we also are going to invite all of the senior community to that. And the only other thing, the dumbbells got ordered for Silver Sneakers. And the Ag District is paying for those, and they'll become the property of Carroll County. So that did happen. And other than that, I just want to thank the judge and fiscal court for everything you do for the seniors.
Well, thank you for what you do. No, it's a booming place, busy place. So good stuff.
And since she's done her report, I'll give you a little update on the van. We're still waiting for the state to make their recommendations. It's going to approve all it's going through the state now. So I met with them the other day. Once they get all that paperwork stuff done, we should be getting the van.
Okay.
But it's different than what we've ever done before. You will have to keep more of a log and different things, or operating service log and all this stuff. So we will be getting it. Can't tell you when, for sure. It's all been held up on the bid stuff on the other stuff. Okay. So we are getting it. Road Department Supervisor, we have a report from Gino. Anything else that you need to report, Gene?
We've been working on our snow equipment, getting everything operational, and everything's going pretty good. We should be ready, even when it snows.
And we just got that approval for the additional stuff that we needed. Sometime, maybe tomorrow, that we can meet and discuss these roads and whatever, if you want to.
All right. I got to meet with Dwayne today. I got to meet with Dwayne here after this meeting.
Okay.
I'm going to take him out there and show him a little more.
So if you do that with Dwayne, that'll help us some.
Yeah.
Okay. All right. Thanks, Gino. Parks and Recreation, JP. Nothing other than report?
No, sir.
Okay.
So JP, just got a quick question, because we left 2 weeks ago from this meeting, if you were going to talk to Asbury about their scheduling.
So we have it either this week or be in next week.
Okay, so kind of weather dependent, but they are.
Yeah, weather.
Okay, appreciate that follow-up.
A maintenance report with Rick, but he's with us in it right now. They showed up. He's with them. EMS Director, Emergency Management Director, Mike.
Real quickly, Judge, with the Parks and Rec, you're giving us the rental policies and so forth, that's your question. Is that something that we need to approve?
Nick just asked for those last week. Okay.
He had,
Okay.
so let's,
And those Brandy's the primary one working on that, is that correct?
Yes.
Okay, so if we got any little things, we can talk to her then.
I'm sorry?
If I got any questions about anything, I'm not gonna take that time here, I can talk to Randy, that's not.
We meet as a group, on the Wednesdays after, the Wednesdays after the first board meeting.
Okay.
So we've been going over on then, as a group, and Brandy, right now, I want her to have her thumbprint on it, obviously, and then we've taken from what the previous director had, some that made sense, some that didn't, the assistant director, and just change some. So I think, there should be a copy, was there a copy in your mailbox, Nick, of those?
Yes.
Okay.
we just, I guess Nick just didn't get them reviewed, but I know some of this, when some of this started with Amy, when she was here on some of this, on the pool, cast out pool, stuff like that. Do you remember?
Yeah, to be honest with you, a lot of the pool stuff was copy and pasted from what they had in place at BB.
Yes.
And some of it fit, some of it didn't, so.
Okay. Okay, moving forward, Director of Government Services, Matt? Oh, sorry, Mike. I thought you wanted to move in, go ahead.
Mine was just basically what was in the report, nothing additional to it, so.
And as Fiscal Court knows that we do have an ambulance down that was due to an accident, so it is being taken care of, and we talked about some other things like that. I feel maybe eliminate some of that kind of problem.
Yeah, we're gonna get a guard and stuff for the ambulances to protect them from any damage, hopefully from deer, maybe even for winter time, things like that as well.
So quick question, appreciate your efforts to try to continue to fight the storm alert siren. Is that gonna go to bid, I guess, because we're well above our bid limit, so.
Yeah, that'll happen.
So you'll put a package together and
Yeah.
we'll start.
Yeah, as soon as I find out for sure where we are, I'm assuming now, I know that we're probably gonna be going forward, but also getting that out together.
Okay, anything else? Okay, now, Director of Government Service, Matt?
You guys have my report. Are there any questions concerning about the report, anything? Thank you.
Thank you.
Okay, moving on, Jailer, Daniel Rose, one question for you about the freezer. I know you said 2 to 3 weeks.
So, we talked to him Thursday, Friday. He was out at the jail helping us get a AC unit going.
Okay.
And he said he's still just waiting on the parts to get in. So,
Okay.
we're ready to go as soon as he gets everything in, so.
Okay. Well, we did our part for him, and he picked the check up, so. Okay, any questions for Daniel?
No, just appreciate your efforts. I know to jump on there. You got on social media about the dumping that happened out on Black Rock, and you guys were on it.
Well, and I want to reiterate to the public that if they see something, to be proactive with us because of course we can't be everywhere at all times. So let us know. We'll be more glad to get it taken care of. We're trying to get out on 36 West. It's just so dangerous.
Yeah.
So there's a couple spots we're going to be able to hit, but I'm not going to put the inmates at risk out there because it's so dangerous. So there's a couple spots we're going to try to get this week, but and then the next week. But that's a hard road to try to clean. So we're gonna get a couple spots, but I'm just not comfortable really sticking them out there in certain locations, just because traffic and there's just no room, so. Yeah.
Well, appreciate it on Black Rock, 55, and Mount Hill as
Yeah.
well, so.
Yeah, no, and like I say, I try, I hope the public, you know, more people start to realize that, you know, if you see an eyesore, let us know, as long as it's on, you know, not on private property or something, we can help, so.
And the last, I guess, just how many Class Ds do you have right now? I mean, are you still kind of limited on?
Right now, I think we, have probably 15 or 20.
So you're at work.
So now the actual outside workers are the ones that go outside, we have about 7.
Okay.
So, actually sitting pretty good right now. We actually went and picked 2 more up yesterday that was previously ours, but we sent them through a SAP program in Grant County, so they completed that. They're only gonna be with us for about a month and a week, before they get released, but they had called and asked to come back and can help work in the community for us. So, coming out, we picked them up yesterday and brought them back, and they was always good in our community to help clean up, and, they're good workers, so we went and picked them up to give us a hand here and, get a strong push through before winter, so.
Okay. Last question, any update on the windows? I know you were gonna go look at some.
So I do have a quote, and actually we had our surprise inspection yesterday. So, that was the very first thing he brought up, because he's asked a couple, well, about.
It's a repeat client.
Yeah. So, and I explained to him, he understands, you know, I said, you know, Fiscal Court's been good to us. Each year we've been taking on a fairly large project and, you know, trying to replace, you know, as in, you know, more needed than, you know, the rest. And you guys have been helpful with us trying to repair, we do a big project each year.
Right.
So this year, just turns out it had to be that cooler walk-in cooler freezer just because it went down. So I told him maybe this coming year, or I didn't really, I wasn't understanding real well on the efficiency study. I know at one point they talked about the windows too, so I told him I would try to get clarification on if that's going to work out in there or not, and if not, then this next budget, I'll try to put something in.
I assume that it's probably like 50,000, I mean, it's a pretty big project.
For the whole facility, I think 3 years ago it was 120,000. This, as of a couple months, 8 months ago, it was 150,000. So it already went up. So now that's the whole facility,
Right.
with all glass and all the appropriate materials over the windows, so around the whole facility. So.
Okay, thanks for that update.
Yes, sir.
Anybody else? Well, I know, Dave, inmates and Class Ds have done a lot of work out in, Cowsock and stuff, and the painting and different things, with the railing and all that stuff in place. The fencing, railing and all that, we've got painted, it looks real good, we changed the color to, instead of that brown, we went to a light gray color paint, which looks good, it brightens it up a little bit, contrary to some other complaints that people out there said they like the brown, but it wasn't their choice. So, anyway, it looks good, I think it brightens it up with the playground and all that stuff out there, so.
Well, and then also, I forgot to mention, I said we had 7 outside workers. I do have, that's on the male side. We had implemented a female work program, about 8 or 9 months ago. And I think we have 6 or 7 of those as well that we're bringing. Now, those are county inmates. I think one of those is the state. You know, we get those folks out to help us with some stuff too as well. So we got plenty of folks to help us on the community. So I just like to tell people if they see an eyesore, call. So
thank you.
Hey, thanks, Dan. And Tony.
Yeah.
Wake up.
Yeah.
County Coroner, Brent, do you have anything to report?
The only thing I have is, Josh Colson was sworn in a few weeks ago as new deputy coroner.
Okay. Any questions for Brent?
What's your son as mayor?
Yes,
Yes, he did. We had to get through that part.
Yes, he did. I forgot who they appointed now. No, doesn't make any difference. Sheriff, do you have anything you wanna bring up? Okay.
Well, just a reminder, we've got the task force meeting Friday.
Yes, we got that in my notes here. We'll be attending that at 10 a.m.
At 10.
Last time, we got rolled a little bit because we were 15 minutes late. That's too many times. All right, judge's comment. November meeting will be changed to a special meeting on November the 10th from the 11th. 11th is a holiday year, so we will be meeting November the 10th for our official court meeting, and it'll be a special meeting. I have, well, I've already talked to you about that. I have a request from Carroll County Extension Office for board appointments, and the appointments will be Phil Havis and Ms. Mifford for the board appointment for the Carroll County Extension Office Council board appointments. Jim, probably district clerk. And that, you have in a letter that was put in your box, a request from Educational Excellence Foundation of Carroll County for a contribution. Basically, I need fiscal court's approval to, or what they want to do with that request.
Yeah, I'm certainly open to contributing to it. I mean, I don't know, Debbie and I talked, and it's not something we've contributed to in the past, I mean, this specific initiative. But I think it's something that does make our school district unique and a great relationship they have with the community college. So, and as far as how much, we've got one on $50,000 for stuff like this, I mean, I don't know, 2,500, 5,000, somewhere in that ballpark.
Here's my copy. I know I gave it to you because I put them on, I'm marking them as it goes. Well, this is the first, a little history on this, is the first year that I know this has ever came to the fiscal court for this kind of contribution. So if we decide to do that this time or whatever, we need to make sure we check with our regular standard things each year as we get the recommendations and like expenditures. This is the first year in this.
We'll make sure we get it to this for budget.
Yeah, make sure we, the next budget, but if y'all want to do something this time, be let me know. This is something new.
I mean, I'd be open to $2,500.
I'll go for that. You're marking that for dual credit scholarship?
Yes, yeah.
For this. Ed is very good about making sure that the box stays in.
Okay, so I have a motion
I'll second.
to do this. Motion by Scott, second by Benny. All in favor, say aye. The expenditures, yeah, I can bring it up. You should have had a copy of the.
Clarify, those are for Carroll County's.
Students.
Yeah, Carroll County, yes, as this letter states. It says in here for many students in Carroll County, so. Sorry. You should have your expenditures for Warfield, City of Warfield and everything. We had not done their check as they requested before because we was waiting for this, so they should need to know it when we go ahead and pay them their dues that we do, usually the contribution we give the city of work every year, since we got there.
Yeah, I mean, they had in the bills folder, there was their letters requesting and what they were doing, the dates and.
The letter requested was in y'all's packets earlier.
Yeah, so I make a motion to proceed with the funding.
Yeah, I'll second.
For the budget.
Second by, in favor say aye. All right, as the sheriff said, the task force meeting is again this Friday. We'll be heading to that into Kentucky State Police Post 5 and Campbellsburg, of course, the grounds, and so much of a habit. So we will be attending that again and moving forward with that. So, the other thing I have on here with the 3CDC meeting that we had last week or so with the fiscal court, and a special meeting with them, and they have advised me that I'm not on the executive committee anymore due to us not contributing to them, but I'm still on the board itself, but not on the executive committee, so it's getting to be a little political thing. My suggestion is that the county judge and the mayor don't need to be on the executive board committee anyway, but that's just my opinion. But I just wanted the fiscal court to know that I am not on the executive committee on the 3CDC anymore. So. All right, that's all I got. Other thing, county attorney comments?
Yes, sir.
Master's comments? Benji?
Sorry, you asked me to start over, but PJ, I do have something for you. I've got a lot of calls on 36 about the smell. The smell, yeah. And I mean, as far as where are we at on that? I mean, I've stopped in there, kind of went down. You know, I've talked to Doug, and I know they've tried to make some improvements, but I'm not seeing no improvements. I mean, I'm getting 2 or 3 calls a day over this, if not more at times, and it's like, you know, because I know you've been down there multiple times, but I guess for the court, you know, what's our next?
People have said the same thing to me. What are y'all doing about it?
Yeah.
We drove by there 10 days ago and it was just raunchy, man. So.
Well, I know there's days that it's horrible, and there's days that you really can't smell anything. So I'm not sure what they're doing on the days that it's really bad. I've talked to the site supervisor Doug numerous times. I've been in contact and emails back and forth with Ruth Baxter, because Nugent is right there, and their workers are out there working, and that's the biggest complaint, because they're right there beside it. We don't have planning and zoning, so I'm not sure what we can do as far as them being there, but the odor is in our nuisance ordinance.
Yeah.
So we can do something about that. But he has sent me emails saying that they were doing like different kinds of.
Well, I mean, here's the sad reality of this is okay, you're doing composting, but you're bringing 5-6 tractor trailer loads a day of food waste, but you're not bringing no more mulch in, and you haven't for 6 months. So it's like, where's your material going? And then you got stagnant water laying there in the middle of the ditches, and it's just like, I hate to say this, but where's the improvement? Because the smell's not improving, and I know they're trying, but if this was PMC or something like that up the road here, I mean, we would all be wore out, and they do, it'd be that morning or
they went through that. PMC had that, over a little over a year ago, they had some issues, and they finally got it resolved, but people were flat out getting pissed off about it. And in this one, you provided us some stuff. What they're doing is pretty complicated. There's lots of variables. So, to what you're saying, one day it's good, then you got 3 days bad. That doesn't surprise me because there's way too many variables to keep this thing contained. It's a monster. I don't know. I mean, but we do have this
Well-
ordinance, let's use it.
Yeah.
I think we're going to have to, excuse me, tighten up the screws real and either have them come in here and we sit down and talk to them and what's going on, because it is getting, and you all are not the only ones getting complaints. It's pretty much daily that I get text messages or a call, 2 or 3 calls on it, maybe an email to a couple times a day or whatever, but we're gonna have to do something with it, because if it's going to affect their residents down there health-wise, or the employees and nuisance health-wise, we're gonna have to do something about it.
Well, I think the talking's done.
Yeah, I agree.
I think it's, we're gonna start using our nuisance ordinance to go effect, and then, I mean, maybe you wanna tag in on that some, and
Well, I know that he has asked for us to come and visit the site. You know, he wants us to come down so he can visit the site and so he can explain what the procedures are, so, I mean.
I don't care what the procedure is, the ordinance is the ordinance, if it's that bad, cite them.
Yeah.
Yes.
Okay.
I don't know how much plainer I can say it.
We're going on 6 months. This is not just, and this is a classic thing.
I've told the site to them, I'm tired of fooling with it, and I think everybody else is too, so. Even the runoff and order, I mean, we got calls from people over in Indiana.
Oh, yeah.
So I'm just getting a little bit, and you know, it's not bad, but they do call. You know, I don't mind taking calls, but if it's repetitious, things need to be done. So I think it's time to tighten up everything and go for it, so, okay? All right, thank you. Anybody?
yeah, and also, sorry, that was just one thing. I wanted to make a recommendation about Kaisai Pool. Somebody brought this up to me about going in there, and I don't know what they are, but the nets that go across there, you can put across the pool like to keep kids from going in the deep end or something like that. Is there any way we can maybe look at putting one of them in?
You talking about a strip from one end of the pool to the other?
Yeah, let you know, the crossways, that way it lets you know the deep
That
end.
whole pool slants down, straight down.
Yeah.
From the beginning to the end, and it's like 4 foot on the far end. 4.5 foot, but we can put something up there.
Yeah.
I mean, I don't know if we can, there's no solid trees. I mean, the only thing we could put up there would be like the booby dividers like we have at the county pool.
Yeah, something like that, we can do that, but it's,
Well,
you know, it's a continuous.
But if we go true to form and put it where it flattens out the creek, I mean, you don't have 6 foot.
Yeah.
Of a deep end. I mean, it's only, at best, it's 5 foot at best.
Well,
And that's
that's
still the green.
basically, you know, like them nets float across the top of it like a marker, like this is where it gets deep, you know. I was like, oh.
We can look at something.
We'll look at it, I bring it together.
And then my other thing is, of course, I know we're getting closer to winter too, but mow trimming on the west side down here, y'all.
Well, he was there yesterday,
Yeah.
and the mow trim went, it went down again, but
They're on Carlisle.
they're on Carlisle today.
Yeah.
But it went down and got repaired and back running, so.
Okay. I appreciate it, guys.
All right, yeah, kudos to road department, first of all, appreciate all your all's efforts out there on Briar Ford. You got that, looks good there, looks pretty strong. Is that one of the areas that we get a little bit of pavement to? Okay, good deal. Yeah, appreciate that, and then you guys took care of on Tub Lane there where you did the culvert, so that looks real good. I know you said you're gonna be talking to Dwayne, and I know the original plan may have changed with weather was for them to start hitting the county roads Monday, first week in November, next week.
So they got 2 more state jobs.
Okay. So I guess just want to make sure we communicate, you know, if we're doing Sheridan Road, that's quite a few people. And Tuttle, if you can just let me know, and we do it on the county social media, that would be good as well, once you figure out what that's going to be, Gina.
I was on the phone with yesterday, or Friday. I was on the phone Friday with Dwayne, and they are behind. It was probably towards the middle of November now before we really start, but we might narrow the road down. Absolutely need something, and then take them up in the spring.
Yeah, so appreciate the updates on that. And then I, actually, my son's wedding, reception afterwards, I got stopped by two moms asking, they love the Kaisai campground, but they want gates because they said their kids continue to run out. So that's the third person, new parent, so again, it's just, yeah, what did I say? Did I say pool?
Campground.
The campground, yeah, the playground, they, there's that gate and it runs right into the parking lot, so.
So we've been looking at doing that.
Yeah, so I just passed it along. So other than that, I'm good, so.
My biggest thing is that the parents need to watch their children somewhere, so.
Yeah, but some of them have got like 3 kids. One of these families, one of them's got 5, so. I can't keep up with 2. I don't know how they do 3, 4, and 5.
Anyway, all right, that's all. We have nothing for executive session. So I need a motion to adjourn.
So moved.
Adjourn.